August 2015. You'll notice that this is a little bit different from usual.
You said.
2015, I said 2015.
Yeah.
Sure.
I just want to make sure we're, correct.
This isn't a
about
rebroadcast.
25th.
2016, right?
Yeah, it's the year
All right.
2016 and August 25th.
Off to a great start, Hamish.
Yes.
Well done. No, but this is a different time for us, for good reason.
Yes.
This is a little bit different today because some things are shifting, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Update 1.4, the next
Yes.
big thing on the menu, has changed. A lot of people would have thought that would be survival, but we have to change a few things.
Yep.
Right?
Turns out
Okay.
it's not.
It's not. Okay. So here's the plan. We want to get as much information out to you as quickly as possible. We'll talk about it a little bit more. But I know you guys are here. You want to know what's going on. We should get. I think we should get all that information out right now on the table.
Yes.
And then we can talk about what that really means. So update 1.4 is coming in October.
In October. Yes.
Yes. Survival will be out later in the year.
Survival will be out later, exactly. So that's the big thing. We are actually separating Survival from Update 1.4. They should have been released in the same time. We are actually going to push Survival and have just Update 1.4 come out in October.
Yes. And I mean, this is important. Last week, you would have remembered that we talked about a lot of the issues that are in the game, of which there are many, you guys know.
Yep.
We can't wait any longer to take care of those, right? We need to get those things sorted before we release new content.
Yes.
We don't want that new content to have those issues.
Yep.
And we don't want the core game that we
Yep.
have right now to have those issues,
Yep.
because we want to get back to making the Division really fun in the end game experience, because, and we've talked about this a lot on the stream, 1 to 30 feels great.
It does.
And then you hit 30 and something changes. We need to fix that, and obviously a few other things as well. There's bugs, there's some quality of life things. We'll talk about those in a second. But just so you know, to reiterate, the next patch, the next update is going to be Update 1.4, which will fix a lot of the core issues in the game.
Yeah. So
Probably not all, just for expectations, but we want to focus on really improving the core of the game before we move on to new content, which would be Survival, the next one.
Exactly.
So that's clear, right?
That's pretty clear, yeah. Update 1.4, core experience, bug fixing, balancing, quality of life. And then once everything is actually better, then Survival.
Okay, chat seems to, a lot of people in chat seem to think that's a good idea. I know, and a lot of people have been saying that to us recently, and I know that a lot of internal conversations around this topic have been, happening over the past few months, and we need to do it. It has to happen. Yeah. So I'm really happy. Yeah. From a personal.
I see in the chat there's discussion about October. Yeah, I know that the expectation was on September on Survival. We want to take the time to actually make this right. That's also the thing. We don't want to commit to dates and just like release something that is not of quality or as good as a quality as we would want it to be. So we're going to take the time until October to work only on, again, core experience, bug fixing, balancing, and everything.
Exactly.
And
I just sorry, you. Chat's going really quick. But Marky was saying that like they want it now. I totally agree. Like in an ideal world, all of the fixes that we're working on could come right now. Yeah. But we need to focus on making them good. That's we can't rush these things out. Just because I want them now too.
And also, and also the thing is that there have been things that we've addressed with trying to, in terms of balancing mostly, and even in bug fixing, that we've tried to address as fast as possible, which means that we had some tweaks, some balancing tweaks, some small bug fixes here and there that were not always addressing the big picture. No, that's what we want to do. We want to look at the big picture, the whole experience, the entire fun aspect of the game, and all these kind of things. We don't want to try to go too fast and actually just fix the small things here and there, or the small symptoms. We actually want to fix the whole system.
Exactly, because I mean, what we've done in the past, like you said before, is a few tweaks to a few little things. But and I think you guys agree, and I know that you do. The issues that we have right now are not with one like little individual packets of issues, right? And you can't just go and fix one, fix another one. Yep. We need to focus on how those all interact. For example, enemy scaling and how it affects ammo and how it affects everything, right? Especially at level 35 when things have become inflated to the point where the system doesn't work. Yeah. Not just the one feature, but the system.
One very quick thing. I see people saying, does that mean it's going to be November for PS4? No. Update 1.4 will be a free update, and it will be releasing at the same time for everyone.
Yeah. Free update.
Free update.
All right. Yeah. Say it again. Free update 1.4. in October for everyone
Yes.
on all platforms at the same time. All right? That's clear, I think.
October is too far. Yeah.
Oh, I know, right? I know. But there are some things in that, now that we've put it all on the table, I think, that are important for this process. And I've kind of alluded to this fact on the stream a lot, that we've really wanted to have a conversation with everyone about how we move through this process, because it is a process, right? We can't just show up on Monday, make all the fixes, and deploy it on Thursday. It's going to be longer than that, and it's going to be a lot better than that. And we want people to be involved in that process. And we'll talk a little bit about this in a moment, but I also wanted to say, and I talked about this earlier with you, the conversation since last week's State of the Game has been so constructive and awesome, so thank you, everyone in the community, for taking part in that. It's been cool. Anyway, we'll get back to that in a sec.
So just also, I want to reiterate on the fact that, because I see a lot of people saying, are they going to nerf this, are they going to nerf that, or are they going to buff this or that? Again, the point of 1.4 is going to be to address, again, the big picture. So it's not just going to be about nerfing Sentry or nerfing shotguns, because this is actually the meta right now, and then we end up with another meta. The point of 1.4 is actually to address the overall experience, the entire experience. So there's going to be a lot of tweaks here and there, not just tweaks, but complete, like, even in some games, almost redesign of some of our features to actually really address the whole experience for everyone. So it's going to be much more than just like buff and nerfs here and there. It's going to be a complete change.
Yeah, exactly. I'm excited about that. We and like I said, we this is going to take weeks, but over those weeks, we'll make as much of that information as available to you as possible, and we have a few ways of doing that. So on update 1.4, obviously we have a lot of bug fixes to do. There's the skills. There are things that shouldn't work like they do. Obviously, mobile covers still like in the background doing weird things, and you guys know about smart cover being destroyed. Like these bugs that shouldn't exist. So we have to spend time on those things, and while they may not be, not all of them, game breaking, they're just annoying, and they shouldn't be in there, right?
It's all about the experience again. It's just like all these small things that have been, lingering on the game for a while, and that you guys have been reporting for ages also. We want to really improve the experience. So all the small things that are very frustrating when you're playing and you're like, you're trying to start your heal and then your heal actually has a delay and you die because of that.
And then none of your skills work.
Or or you put your smart cover and then suddenly like your friend actually destroys it by accident. All this kind of stuff, all the small bugs, all the small things like that are very frustrating with your experience. We want to focus on this as much as possible.
And obviously, similarly with some talents,
talents.
One is None still doing weird stuff. Not like it was before, but it's still not great. And then performance is something that we want to look at. There are some
performance
some
issue. I've seen somebody in the chat was asking about the Xbox stutter, for example. Yeah, all these kind of things also. This is also part of the experience. So it's all the things that come in the way of you actually enjoying the game. We are going to try to fix as many of them as we can. We'll talk about that later. We'll work with you on making sure to have the correct priorities. But yeah, it's all focus on the experience.
Someone said, so what are you actually doing? Well, we're going to have to go into that information with people other than ourselves, because those are very, very complex topics to go over. And they're going to be long discussions. So I could imagine, I can see a future where future State of the Games will last a lot longer. But today, we're just focusing on getting that news out to you, that this is what's changing, making sure that you know what to expect, when to expect it, and a couple other things in there as well.
I still see a lot of people saying October is too late. I think, again, it's better if hopefully, I think you would agree that it's better if we take the time to make it right, rather than rushing something that would, again, not benefit to the long term. So we want to take the time to do it. So.
Yeah, which fixes will be out today? This isn't a today thing.
Nope.
Earlier today, there was a maintenance in which they fixed the Alpha Bridge with the sidearm shotgun and those things. But again, what we're talking about now is a future overhaul of a lot of the in-game systems that are making the game not fun after level 30 and other stuff, and performance and bugs and all these sorts of things. So this is going to be different from your regular weekly patch fixes and that sort of stuff. All right, what else have we got in here? So like I mentioned, we talked a bit about bugs and
Yeah.
those sorts of things, but balancing is really important. And we've been having a
Yes.
lot of conversations internally and looking at exactly how the scaling happens pre-30 and post-30.
Yeah.
And we're going to show you guys those things as well, but we all agree it's not right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
those are some of the things we'll be definitely looking at. Loot as well.
Yeah.
Making it more relevant to you, making it actually
Yeah.
accessible in all places. I think people are going to probably, in 30 seconds, say Lone Stars and HVTs and all these sorts of things.
Yeah.
And
Just
blind fire
just one thing regarding the time to kill and all of that. That's again a case of this is not something we're going to approach by saying, okay, we need to nerf the NPCs by or the health of the NPCs by 20% and their damage by 20% or something like that. Again, that's a big picture thing. So what we're looking at is not doing a balancing that is going to be like taking this detail and that detail and trying to fix them individually. We're looking at the balancing, which is a complete overhaul of the whole NPC or actually difficulty scaling of the end game. So it's a big change.
Yeah, as someone was saying, you guys already made it too easy to get loot. That's not really what I'm talking about. I'm saying that there's a lot of frustration within the community as to having to do specific things to get loot and it being, just basically not ending up as a fun in-game experience. People don't, if they want to run underground, but they don't want blind or firecrest or these sorts of things, they feel a bit hard done by. So we need to work on that.
Yeah, it's all about making the loot more relevant again. It's also about, just like making sure that when you're going to do an activity that has specific difficulty, you're going to get loot that is relevant to this difficulty and that is going to allow you to upgrade and actually go to another difficulty. So trying to avoid the situation that you're in right now where you're actually, you need gear, like to do challenge mode, you will need gear that you actually drop in challenge mode. So it's like,
exactly, and
how do I get it?
Doesn't make much sense.
Yeah.
So the next thing I have on the list here, I'm maybe more excited about it than I should be, but I don't think so. Quality of life fixes.
Yeah.
Obviously, when we've been doing weekly things and we have critical bugs that need fixing, things that would just increase the quality of life, they fall by the wayside because there are more critical things. What doing a patch like this allows us to do is focus on things that we haven't had time to look at, which the community have been talking about since release, basically. Some of the ones and this is just a small list of some of the ones that we will be tackling in this update 1.4. Weapon skins taking up inventory space. Not happening anymore. That's going to be great. I mean, I don't know why you're not excited, man. Come on.
It's good. I mean, and that's one of these things that have been asked since pretty much, even the alpha and the beta and the launch. And this is something we've always wanted to do. We've been looking at, and again, having the time to work on these things, we are also going to put a lot of quality of life.
Yeah.
Like
All
this
right. Chat seems happy about that. And someone going back to someone's comment, haven't had time. It's not that we haven't had time to fix these things. They just have been more critical things.
Yeah.
So on a week-to-week basis, when we've been doing it the way that we've been doing it, it seems like you have to focus on that one issue that week, and then you can't put time on these other things. I think you get it.
Yeah.
Craft all button.
Yes.
Small thing, but we're getting it. You can do the last two because I don't want to hog all the good news. Not all the good news.
What we're looking at, I mean, it's just examples. Obviously, we're going to do more than that. And I see people saying, but this is not critical. It's not critical. It's all about experience. And also, we have people that work on bugs and people that work on other things. So it doesn't like adding quality of life doesn't mean we're going to fix less bugs. But it's also about improving the experience and, doing some of the things that you guys have been asking us for months. So a few other examples. Buyback option.
Yeah, I've accidentally sold things, and I've done it on stream. And I didn't say anything because I didn't think people noticed, but I sold some really, really good stuff, and I felt so embarrassed. I didn't do it. Someone said, "What the fuck is the craft all button?" So right now, when you're crafting, you're changing 3 division tech into some high-end electronics.
Converting it,
you have to do it individually each time. Now you won't need to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't seem like a big thing, but anyone who's been around for the whole game is like, oh my god, thank you.
So buyback, I hope this one makes you happy. It makes me happy. I remember also selling some stuff on stream or also off stream that I definitely do regret selling. And a final one, again, that's not the complete list. There's going to be more, but the final one that makes us very happy running in the base of operations terminal.
All the way down or all the way up between the base of operations, that's going to be gone.
Yeah.